Hey, look what problem came back in the final minutes. What's causing this? I've already built into the symbol and everything. It wasn't there in that last export. Why is it here now? I don't even know. So the only solution I can think of is to select the hexagon here and the one that's behind it and invisible and copy and paste everything up, which seems like would already be the case. Everything is identical here, but that seems to be resolving it. Whatever. Thing's just not quitting. Look what's happened now. Rather than sinking in like all these other ones, its first frame, they now, even though I perfectly copied and swapped it, they suddenly appear at double the depth of everything else and slowly sink into the correct spot and then close off normally. What? This whole thing was only meant to take a couple of hours. It's taken a whole day. I need to dive in to figure out what is causing this issue once and for all. I'm looking at the metadata here, trying to compare between a good one and a bad one. And looking at its Z depth, the 0.484B, B for back, of course. As I scroll through, yeah, this top one here is very sporadic. It jumps all the way forward to a perfect 0, even though it's like mid-tween. And then it jumps back to the starting point again, and then slowly works up. And this isn't even when it goes beyond how far it should. It's just being like, look at it. It's being really sporadic, jumping in and out when it shouldn't be. It seems to have something to do with the easing, more specifically the velocity. Look at the number underneath. This thing tweens between 0 and 1 when it starts and ends. They're both at 0.813, and they should both conclude on 1.0. And they do. Wait, no, they don't. The correct one doesn't finish at 1, but the broken one does. That's interesting. But maybe irrelevant, because we can see the issue. I can see the issue of the problem, which is the 0.813. It does leap up much faster than the other one. Gets all the way up to 906, 938, 969. So it's not dipping up and down like I thought it would. Let's have a look at the ease. Open up that, and there is a huge arc going on, which partially explains it. If it was dipping up mid-thing and then going back again, we should see it sort of go up and down. And even more curiously, there's no numbers in here. So this mystery just keeps getting deeper and deeper, and I really can't tell if this is something I've done or if I've managed to stumble into a bug of some kind by cloning and copying and transferring things so many times. Let's see if we can see deeper into the curve. Alright, so this is all 700 frames of it for this hexagon. And it looks pretty straight. There's really not any foul play going on there. The next bit, however, does. It dips down without there being any keyframes. So maybe that is the tween curve that I'm seeing. It is in fact so sharp that it's going all the way up to 99%, and then it's like, oh, all that movement needs to happen now. Boom. But why isn't it coming up in the numbers? All of this is 0. Everything's reading 0. There is nothing here indicating that it is curving. But it very clearly is. If I move that one, it's going to arc up and down at least a bit. These handles aren't doing squat. Something is very, very wrong. I really should just take a duplicate of one of the other hexagons. That probably would work. But at this point, I think I just need to solve this for the sake of closure. Turning this into a video at the end of the day without answering that question would be one heck of an anticlimax. But where do I go to from here? This arc is nuts. And furthermore, this bit isn't even in the tween. This is during this part. So what if I do activate the tween? What happens then? Let's have a look at the actual Z parameter. Ah. Good golly. Okay, what's happening here? Where it is level with the rest of the plane, and where each of these hexagons move back, remember they are moving back physically in three-dimensional space. Always to the same point, always at the same pace. There's never meant to be any easing to it. Except for that one. But this one, where it jumps back to, what, 800 or something? Not only is that nuts, but there still isn't any keyframe for it. In fact, there's a couple of times. Boom, boom, boom. And then all the way down here. Up. Then down. Then... What the heck? That's unreal. This is meant to be a diagonal line to... This is just meant to be connect the dots. Straight across. That's meant to be completely horizontal. Then down to there again. But what's this? The other two dimensions check out. Oh, hello. Now that I've activated the tween, I seem to be able to pull on these handles a little bit, but it's still not the shape that you would expect. And they started on 0. That is 0. Is that a different shape to what it was before? I don't think so. Oh, I'm stumped. And it still doesn't seem like fixing this will solve the overall problem, because it was in the bit where there's no movement. You know what? What happens if I delete them? Does it even out? It did. Did I choose the right one from the start? What if I delete this one? It still has problems. This one still has problems. So does it all come down to this one? Whoa. Everything seems sort of correct. What is your problem? All on that one. Do you reckon it's a bug? I reckon it could be a bug. Well, what if I delete it, then make a new one, and yeah. Doesn't look like just making something fresh and pulling it into place is going to save the day. The heck kind of a shape is that? What does it look like when I move through it? Here it is. Does not want to cooperate with everyone else. It does look like all of them are problematic, just none of them tend to move extreme enough to really make a difference.